Hey everyone, Blaze here. Welcome back to the part 2 of my anime pickups for Discotek. I mean, I actually have way more than just the second part, but yeah, this is the second part from basically yesterday's or whenever this video goes up of the City Hunter stuff, where I intended to talk about more than City Hunter, but talked about City Hunter for 20 minutes and figured that's enough for one video. So yeah, I'm going to follow that up with the other two things, the other two franchises that are near and dear to my heart that Discotek have been releasing on Blu Ray, although both of these are upscales unfortunately, but regardless, they're on Blu Ray and they are new and I've bought them all, so I'm going to talk about them. So, you might notice there's a gap up here where in the last video there wasn't. I doubt you did notice, but there is a gap up there because I've dragged all these down. My complete Genian DVD run of Fighting Spirit, otherwise known as Hajime no Ippo. This is all 15 volumes for 75 episodes, plus the Champion Road TV special there at the end. That was all we had for Fighting Spirit, which is quite a lot, obviously. It's a complete original 75 episode TV series, plus a TV special movie as well, so I was pretty happy about that. But Discotek have come along, and they've rescued this series, which bombed for Genian. As for the DVDs, I will be keeping them. I may have all these Blu-rays, I'm about to show. I'll be keeping the DVDs. Eventually they'll go into my other room and basically be classed as anime hoarding, but these mean a lot to me and I don't want to get rid of them, so I just don't care. I just don't want to get rid of them. I like owning them, so I'm going to continue to own them. So anyway, regardless of all that, we have Hajime no Ippo Collection 1 on Blu-ray, Collection 2 on Blu-ray, and Collection 3 on Blu-ray. So yeah, this is a complete run of Fighting Spirit, the original series, plus episode 76, which is really cool, which we'll get into later, the OVA, which is really cool, for the first time as well, which we'll get into later, and the TV special Champion Road, which obviously we already had. So, this is on Blu-ray. This was a cell animated series. This came out in the year 2000, run to like mid 2001, 2002, somewhere like that. Obviously 75 episodes. So, but yeah, this was done cell painted, traditional animation, not digital. At least for the TV series, the Champion Road TV special. We'll get into it. Don't need to get into it now. So yeah, the original series was cell painted. So in theory, you could have a Blu-ray that looks amazing, but unfortunately in Japan that work hasn't been done. May not be being done ever, I don't know, but at the moment at least it hasn't been done. So Discotek, who have gone Blu-ray only for like the last few years, obviously going to come along and they would either do a standard definition Blu-ray release or they would upscale it. In the case of Hajime no Ippo, they've upscaled it, so they've gone back to the Genian master tapes, if you will, that they used for their DVDs, including all of like the English casting and all that, credits and all that for the opening and endings. Those are all still there, burnt in. There's no Japanese credits that would have been on the original Japanese DVDs and broadcasts and yada yada yada. So yeah, this is definitely using the English Kenyan broadcast master tapes, whatever you want to call it, and they're upscaled to 1080p. Does it look good? Yeah, it does. It doesn't look incredible. If you have the DVDs, if you're lucky enough to have them, and you don't mind them taking up so much space, you don't really need to upgrade to this Blu-ray, if I'm honest. Like, you really don't. Like if you're like at a comfortable viewing distance from the television, the Blu-ray will look slightly better than the DVD, and it will look clean and nice. You may, like, the less trained eyes among you, and I'm not saying my eyes are particularly great at this, but the less picky among you might even think, hey, this kind of just looks like it's in actual HD, maybe what a Blu-ray would look like anyway. Like, they were clean masters and they look really nice. That's really the end of it. From a comfortable viewing distance, if you get it within 2 feet of the TV, which I doubt most people will be watching that from only 2 feet away, but if you do, you will start to notice some, you know, I don't like to say artifacting because that's quite a significant problem with video quality if it's there, but you know, you will start to notice maybe some of the drawbacks of the upscale, but only really from that distance. Like when you're watching from your normal comfortable viewing distance, be it on a sofa, bed, whatever, you won't have that problem. So Yeah, so this is collection one. This is on 2 discs. The episode division for this, I mean, it's 75 episodes, so you think it would be 25, 25, 25, but that's not what they've done. So we've got episodes 1 through 24 here. I think this is basically done because episode 24 finishes on like a major cliffhanger, and if it had had episode 25 as well, that would be like the start of basically the the ramifications of that cliffhanger, but only the start of it, like just that one episode. So I can kind of see why they've done this, but it is a little bit weird just when you think that the series is 25, 25, 25, but whatever. So here we have a collection ones, and this contains obviously the English dub from Genian, the Spanish dub from Genian as well, which is really cool for those of you who want it. That's cool that it's still being included. And then obviously English subtitles and the Japanese audio and blah blah blah. It also includes the dub outtakes from the Genian DVDs. I don't remember those being particularly funny or special. I don't think they only did them for like the first few volumes, so I don't think, yeah, this is like the only one where they're included. They're nothing special at all. But yeah, this is on 2 discs, so it's 12 episodes a disc, which is kind of fully loaded. You've got 12 episodes plus 3 audio tracks plus the dub outtakes, which are pretty small anyway, but it's quite a lot to be included in one set. But again, like I said, it looks fine. This is the only one I've really sunk my teeth into. I actually did watch this entire Blu Ray with the intention of rewatching the whole franchise as and when I got the volumes in, but I did actually literally only in 2020, the summer of 2020, rewatch the entire Hajime no Ippo Fighting Spirit franchise, including all of this plus New Challenger and Rising. So I wasn't exactly desperate to go back to it right now. So I did watch this entire Blu-ray with that intention, but as and when I got the others, I didn't decide to continue that. But Hajime no Ippo is one of my absolute favourite ever anime. Right, like, this is shonen at its best in my opinion. This is the best shonen series. I know it's not Shonen Jump, but this is the best shonen series. It's better than One Piece. It's better than Naruto. Like, in my opinion, it just means more to me. I like how it's grounded in reality and still has like shonen trappings around it, and it's just got a really good story, really good characters. It's great. What's slightly less than great, actually, unfortunately, this gets into the packaging thing, which I think I was mentioning in this City Hunter video, where Discotek have kind of been like dropping the ball with their packaging a bit, and it really shows on this one. It's not a huge deal, I suppose, but so here's volume 2. If I put volume 1 on the opposite side of it, you can see quite clearly that the back of volume 1 is showing on the spine because the spine hasn't been printed on the slipcover properly. So when I put this on the shelf, I always flip it around this way, the opposite way, so that's not a problem. But it sucks I have to do that, and it gets worse underneath. I remember moaning about this on Twitter and Blu-ray.com. Well, no, yeah, I kind of was moaning about it because I was disappointed and no one else seemed to care, which surprised me. But it's also the same on the inside thing as well, where the back. And again, it's not a huge deal, but it still bugs me. And this isn't the last of it for these sets. But anyway, so here we have collection 2, which again, weird episode number. This is also 24. So yeah, the last set will have 27 episodes on it. Again, I don't know if this, I did only just rewatch this, but I was able to remember that this ended on a cliffhanger. I don't know if this does after, another 24 episodes. Maybe it does, I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, collection 2. Again, no dub outtakes on this one because they stopped doing them. But yeah, we do have clean openings and endings and trailers, or trailer, which is interesting. I actually haven't checked that out. I assume did Discotek cut a new trailer? Or is that an old trailer that was on the Genian DVDs or something? Don't know, interesting. I haven't looked into that. Not a huge extra obviously, but anyway. And then we got, I think this is like the volume 12 cover for the DVDs, and the only reason I remember that because it was the only one I had to buy from somewhere else, some right stuff. Yeah, it is. Volume 12. So yeah, I just remembered that, but yeah. and then again on 2 discs, so 12 episodes a disc. Look at that image. This one, how fucking cool is that? So yeah, Hajime no Ippo Collection 2, and then we have Collection 3, which, yeah, this contains obviously the remaining 27 episodes, plus another episode on top of that, episode 76, takes us up to episode 20, takes us up to 28 episodes, and the OVA, and the TV special, and something else as well, which isn't actually talked about anywhere on the packaging, but it is also included. So, yeah, the final volume. There's a little bit to dig into here. So we have episode 76. What is episode 76? So episode 76 is a prequel to the entire series. It basically shows Takamura at high school being a bully, being found by the coach of the gym. I can't remember his name right now. Gym master, whatever, and he ends up taking Takamura to the boxing club, and yeah, it's just about them meeting for the first time. It was included originally on the Japanese DVD sets from what I understand, but yeah, it wasn't included on the Genian set. It is considered episode 76, that's what it was called in Japan, but it is actually a prequel to the entire franchise, although maybe, I don't exactly remember, it has been, well, only a year, I guess, a year and a half, but I think maybe it takes place in a flashback, so it would be foolish maybe to watch it before the entire franchise, so I wouldn't recommend that, just in case. It's not really, I mean, it's mentioned in the series as it goes along, and this episode just expands on it, so it's not like a huge thing or anything. You don't need to watch it first, but yeah, anyway, whatever. Also included, obviously, for the first time is the OVA of Kimura versus Mashiba, which is really cool. It's a 50-minute OVA about a fight between Kimura, one of Ippo's boxing buddies at the boxing gym, and Mashiba, one of Ippo's biggest rivals. So yeah, that's a really cool thing to finally get included. Obviously it's only in Japanese and English subtitles, just like episode 76, because Genian didn't dub those. But then you do have obviously the Champion Road TV special. One thing to mention about all three of those is those are all done using digital animation. The entire 75 episodes of the series was done doing cell, and only cell painted. I don't believe that at any point they changed or did little bits in digital. I'm pretty darn sure the whole thing is cell painted, but from there on it is digital. It looks fine. It converts pretty nicely over into digital. You will initially notice a difference, obviously, but especially in the colouring department. As for the upscales on those, obviously I don't know, I haven't checked them out. I assume they're okay, but they probably don't look quite as good as the originals, I would imagine, like the original series. So yeah. And one other thing that is included on this set is something that I actually contacted Justin Savakis about when this was announced, was on the original Genian DVDs, episode 61 used the broadcast version of that episode rather than the home video version, and there is a substantial difference. The broadcast version looks like it was made with a potato. The home video version looks amazing. So yeah, like all the characters just look really weird, like it's like the working version, if you will, like the draft for an episode, and that's what was apparently, I don't know if the whole series looked like that when it was broadcast in Japan. I hope not, but maybe. But it makes sense, I suppose, that it did. And then the home video version came along and cleaned it all up, and it looks so much better. So yeah, that is. I contacted Justin Savakis about that, and they were able to get the proper home video version. So that's an upscale, I assume, from maybe the DVD or whatever in Japan. I don't know, but they were able to get that. But it's weirdly included on the set in a way that I'm not really a fan of, unfortunately. And that is, it's on the final disc, and the final disc does not contain episode 61. Episode 61 is on the slipcover for this final volume, because the final set has more discs in it, but the slipcover, I'm pretty sure, is designed with the same width in mind as the other two sets. So it's a fucking nightmare to get this out. This is part of the thing I've been having a problem with Discotek stuff, and there's more to get into, but yeah, this is an issue as well, not taking those sort of little things into account. People could so easily completely destroy the slipcover trying to get this set out if you're not careful. Nice different artwork underneath. But yeah, does it say what? Yeah, so disc 1 has 49 to 60, disc 2 has 61 to 72, and the final disc only has 73, 76, and all the other specials. So yeah, the home video version, I don't know, did I actually show? I didn't, did I? So it's got this 1, 2 and 3. The home video version should be on this disc as an extra. So if you were to be watching this series, you would notice that, oh, this disc has extras. Oh, there's a home video version of this episode. And like maybe have an explanation for why this is being included as an extra. And then if you're watching the series through for the first time, you can then watch the correct version of that episode if you like, especially if you're watching it in Japanese. So yeah, but they didn't do that. They included it as a random aside on the final disc. And yeah, so if you're watching this blind, basically, without this knowledge for the first time through, you will go through, watch the potato version of that episode, and then get to the final disc and find, oh, there's a much nicer version here that I could have watched, but it was included on the disc where that episode isn't even present. Why would you do that? I don't understand the reason for doing that, especially when the final disc has so few episodes on it. Move that episode across and move episode 72 onto the final disc. Like, and the other thing I find kind of disappointing is that they didn't sync up the English dub, which would perfectly, I'm pretty sure, or at least with maybe some minor tweaks, but only minor. The English dub and I presume the Spanish dub would both sync up to that broadcast version of the episode. But they didn't do that either, so it's only included as a Japanese subtitled thing. I'm glad it's included. I'm glad I reached out to Justin because he didn't know about this, so I'm glad I did that. So I'm not going to take the credit for this being included, but he wasn't aware when I told him, and now, like, hopefully I was able to help a little bit in getting it included. I'm glad it was included. I just wish it was included in a slightly better way, but it wasn't. But whatever. So yeah, but hey, at least we have it. So yeah, that's Hajime no Ippo. What are my final little gripes, as I keep mentioning, about the packaging? I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that. For Christ's sake, Discotek. And again, this is kind of becoming an issue. I know they switched replicators, like disc replicators or whatever, like the people that are making their sets for them in the factories. They're using a different company, and I feel like they're definitely having a lot of teething problems. But obviously I mentioned about how the spine, the back cover for season 1 or set 1, collection 1 actually, was on the spine, and the same issue, or not the same issue, but look at the logos. I'm holding these pretty much straight, but look what they've done with the logo. Lined up, about ½ an inch up. Fucking why? Why do that? Like, I know it's not a huge fucking problem, even though I don't want to swear. I know it's not a problem. But come on. Like, why is that happening? That to me is... It's not lazy. There's so much freaking effort goes into producing these. It's just such an obvious oversight. And it just disappoints me, because it's just like, it doesn't matter. Like, generally, it doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter. But it is totally avoidable. There is no reason for it to be like that, I'm pretty sure. Like, and also these faded screenshots get smaller and smaller as they go along, as you can see. Like, there are so many different covers, and like, there's no reason to have the black, you know, the shading or whatever come up earlier and earlier on each screenshot. I don't understand the reason for that. It's just unfortunate, and I feel like a lot of those unfortunate things are starting to creep into Discotek sets, and that is kind of disappointing to me. But anyway, I hope you went and bought these. A lot of people seemingly have done. They were really high on the Right Stuff rankings, so even though the series bombed initially, hey, when it got a re-release, it didn't bomb anymore. Shock and surprise, the industry's moved on and people are more interested in classic anime and things that, more interested in collecting this set because, hey, it didn't come out on 15 volumes. I'm only saying this because I've been talking. I know Maison de Koku is in some sort of licensing hell, but I hate the fact that whenever I've brought it up as like, hey, I think this show would still sell well today, people always look back on, well, it bombed in the past and didn't do very well for Viz and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, in 2008, after the anime bubble had burst with the global financial crisis, and it came out across 8 freaking box sets. Maybe if it came out across like just 2 box sets today, and maybe one more for the movies and OVA for Maison de Koku, maybe, and on Blu Ray as well, something tells me it probably wouldn't bomb this time. Like, something tells me it would probably do just fine, as has been proven by other Discotek releases, like Discotek putting out freaking Kimigori Orange Road and Dear Brother. Like, those are subtitled, very similar type shows that, well, actually kind of not, but whatever, like similar in a way, like romance shows, to some degree. Actually, Dear Brother's not actually a romance, whatever, it doesn't matter. Similar shows, right, that came out and they're doing fine. I don't see why Maison de Koku wouldn't do fine, regardless of the licensing hell. Moving that little bit out of the way, don't know why it would be in licensing hell, but whatever. If it were to come out, I'm sure it would do fine, and I hate the fact that people say, oh, it bombed in the past, it won't do well this time. It's like, it will. Just give it a chance and it will. Anyway, wow, oh wow, we've done it again. I'm not going to split it up into another video. I'm not. We're going to do the whole thing this time, because I've only got one more thing to talk about. But I do have something else that's somewhat related to it, which I didn't pick up. Okay, we are going to split it up again. This is now the Fighting Spirit video, because this one I also went on for another 20 plus minutes. Apologies, I hope you enjoyed my little deep dive. It's because these shows mean so much to me, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about with them, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed. There will be another Discotek video to follow this one, talking about the final thing. So maybe I'll just say 3 parts for the 3 things that I initially did pick up to talk about. So yeah, I'm Blaze, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. I'm going to let my voice recover, bye.